They turned their daughter into a maid. But they never expected her secret. What would you do if the people who were supposed to love you the most treated you like a servant, while giving everyone else the life you dreamed of? Imagine waking up before sunrise every single day to scrub floors, wash clothes, and cook meals in the very mansion where you were born, yet never being allowed to sit at the same dining table as your own family. Now imagine everyone calling you bad luck, while the secret that could change your life forever was hidden inside you all along. Stay with me until the end, because this family's biggest mistake was believing they had already decided Amara's future. Amara was born into one of the wealthiest and most respected families in the city. Her father owned successful businesses, and the family lived in a beautiful mansion admired by everyone. When Amara was 6 years old, tragedy struck. Her loving mother passed away after a long illness. The loss shattered the family, but instead of supporting the little girl who had just lost her mother, they searched for someone to blame. Not long after the funeral, the family business began losing money. Contracts were canceled. Investments failed. Customers disappeared. Amara's grandparents whispered that she had brought misfortune into the family. Her father, consumed by grief, slowly began to believe them. From that day forward, they stopped seeing Amara as a daughter. To them, she became the child who brought bad luck. As the years passed, the business recovered. Money returned. The mansion became lively again. But one thing never changed: their treatment of Amara. Her cousins, who lived in the same house, attended the finest schools. Every birthday was celebrated with expensive gifts. They traveled during holidays and wore beautiful clothes. Meanwhile, Amara wore old hand-me-down dresses. She cleaned every room before anyone woke up. She washed piles of clothes until her hands became sore. She cooked meals she was never invited to eat. Whenever visitors arrived, they assumed she was one of the housemaids. No one corrected them. Sometimes her own relatives introduced her that way. "She's just here to help around the house." Those words hurt more than anyone realized. Yet Amara never argued. She simply smiled and continued working. Deep inside, she held on to one dream. She loved fashion. Whenever her cousins threw away old magazines, she secretly collected them. She admired the dresses. She studied every pattern, every color, every stitch. She imagined creating beautiful clothes that would make people feel confident and happy. But dreams alone were not enough. She needed knowledge. Because her family refused to pay for the same education her cousins received, Amara taught herself. She found old textbooks they no longer wanted. Every night after everyone had gone to bed, she lit a small lamp in her tiny room. While the rest of the house slept peacefully, Amara read. She practiced drawing. She filled notebook after notebook with clothing designs. Some nights she was so exhausted that she fell asleep with a pencil still in her hand. But every morning, she woke up before sunrise and started working again. Across the street lived an elderly tailor named Mama Grace. She often watched Amara quietly helping everyone without complaining. One afternoon, she noticed sketches sticking out of Amara's worn notebook. Curious, she asked to see them. As she turned each page, her eyes widened. The drawings were extraordinary. "You made these?" she asked. Amara nodded shyly. "You have a gift." From that day, whenever Amara finished her chores, she visited the small tailoring shop. Mama Grace taught her everything she knew: how to measure fabric, how to sew neatly, how to combine colors, how to turn simple material into something beautiful. Amara learned quickly. She practiced on leftover pieces of fabric that nobody wanted. She transformed discarded materials into elegant dresses. Years passed. Her skills improved. But inside the mansion, nothing changed. Her cousins laughed whenever they saw her sewing. They called her the maid who dreamed too much. Her father would often say, "People like you don't become successful." Each insult hurt. But instead of giving up, Amara worked even harder. Then one ordinary afternoon, everything changed. While delivering clothes for Mama Grace, Amara saw a poster outside a community center. An international fashion foundation was holding a worldwide competition for young designers. The winner would receive a full scholarship, international recognition, and enough funding to launch their own fashion brand. Amara's heart raced. She wanted to enter. But she had no expensive fabrics, no professional studio, no famous designer to guide her. She only had talent and determination. For weeks, she worked in secret, using recycled fabrics, old curtains, discarded clothing, and leftover materials. She created an entire fashion collection unlike anything anyone had seen. Each design told a story of hope, resilience, and second chances. When the final piece was complete, Mama Grace helped her submit the collection. Then they waited. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Eventually, Amara almost forgot about the competition. Until one afternoon, a letter arrived. Her hands trembled as she opened it. She had been selected as one of the finalists. The final showcase would be broadcast around the world. Amara could hardly believe it. She quietly packed her designs and traveled to the competition without telling her family. Back home, nobody even noticed she was gone. The competition attracted designers from many countries. Some arrived with huge teams and expensive collections. Amara arrived carrying one simple suitcase. When it was finally her turn, she walked confidently onto the stage. The judges were amazed. Every design reflected creativity, elegance, and heart. When they asked about her inspiration, Amara simply smiled. "I learned to create beauty from things people threw away." The audience applauded. Hours later, the winner was announced. First place goes to Amara. The crowd erupted with applause. Television stations replayed the announcement. Social media exploded. News spread across the country. The unknown young designer from the city had become an international sensation. Reporters rushed to interview her family. They arrived at the mansion expecting a joyful celebration. Instead, everyone stood frozen. The successful designer they were looking for was the girl they had treated like a servant for years. Suddenly, everything changed. Her father smiled for the cameras. Her grandparents claimed they had always believed in her. Her cousins proudly called her family. They insisted her success was the result of their love and encouragement. But the truth had already found its voice. Amara's former teacher explained how she had studied using discarded books. Mama Grace shared the story of the young girl who learned to sew using scraps of unwanted fabric. Neighbors confirmed they had watched Amara work from dawn until late at night, while everyone else enjoyed a comfortable life. The public quickly realized who had truly supported her, and who had simply taken credit. The family's reputation suffered, not because they lacked money, but because they had failed to love their own daughter. Reporters later asked Amara if she wanted revenge. She smiled gently. "No," she replied. "I've spent too much of my life building my future to waste it destroying someone else's." Instead of seeking revenge, Amara used her prize money to establish a creative training center for talented young people from disadvantaged backgrounds. She provided free lessons, sewing equipment, and scholarships for students whose dreams had been ignored, just like hers once had been. Slowly, her father began to understand the pain he had caused. He realized that luck had never been the family's problem. Their prejudice had been. He apologized sincerely. Although the past could never be erased, Amara chose forgiveness. Not because her family deserved it, but because she deserved peace. Her story inspired millions around the world. She proved that greatness does not begin with wealth. It begins with courage. It grows through perseverance. And it shines brightest when kindness survives even the darkest moments. So if someone has ever made you feel small, if they have told you that your dreams don't matter, remember Amara. Your value is never decided by the people who refuse to see it. It is revealed by the person you choose to become. Sometimes, the one the world overlooks today becomes the one who inspires millions tomorrow. And that is a success no one can ever take away. Comment and subscribe for more interesting stories.